Greetings, everyone. How's everyone doing? Just checking to see if my mic is clear.
Yeah, I hear you. Greetings.
How's everybody doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
That's good. That's good. Yes, everything is good on my ends.
Yeah,
That's good.
Let me turn my volume up. Yeah, it's kind of far away. Kind of far away, but I could hear.
Yeah, I don't have my headset, so I'm gonna be like pressing mute and unmute because I don't have my headset right now. So I'm just using my phone because I'm not at home right now.
Okay, no problem.
I'm just trying to see if my
Yeah, that's a
audio
little better.
can.
That's a lot better.
Okay. My
Yeah, that sounds a
apologies.
lot better.
I've got no assistant. I'm alone. So I'm trying to be as much professional as I can be. Let me check if it's the camera. Okay. Everyone see me?
Yes. I'm behind the scenes tonight.
Peace, brother. How you doing?
Respect, my brother. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Say hi to the little one there.
Huh?
Little Kufu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to put him to sleep right now.
Yeah.
He's on his way. So what's up? What's the deal?
Wonderful day it was. I just woke up now. I took a little rest before I could start the podcast. We didn't have electricity, though, as we are experiencing the load shedding saga here in South Africa. So didn't have electricity. But it's my luck that it came back just in time for before we started the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. Give me 1 second. Hold up.
Pardon? I didn't get that, brother Kuku. You were saying?
I think he was saying hold on for a second.
Yeah, I was just saying, give me 1 second. I was trying to turn this TV down so I can hear what you're saying better.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just
gonna. put my camera off just for a second. I want to fetch my phone, and then we can proceed.
Okay. Me too. I'm
Yeah.
trying to put him to sleep, and now that I'm up walking around, he done got back up. But I'm listening. I'm gonna turn my camera off though, and I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him sleep.
Yes. Yes. We will start just in a second.
Okay, everyone. I think we are ready to get started. We have Kufu
Yeah.
Heru and the Oracle Prince on the live stream tonight. Thank you for your patience. I
Peace,
guess we
family.
could just let everybody speak on their own behalf, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. My apology. My apologies. Things were not under my control. Though I woke up in time, but the load shedding was still terrorizing me. But yeah, by luck, the lights are back now.
I think you might want to mute the maybe another computer in the background because it's coming back through your side.
From my side,
Yeah.
I've got my TV on. I can switch it off. Is it better now?
It just sounds like you have two devices going.
No, not at all.
Okay. Okay, well you can continue. I don't know what that is I'm hearing, but it sounds like there's an echo going on.
Okay. I don't hear anything. Let's-
Okay, you can begin.
Yeah. Greetings to everyone. Our viewers from everywhere in the world. Um, I think today we have the Q&A, question and answers. I saw the memo earlier on today of what we will be talking about. So I'd like for you, Empress, to just remind me of a few questions that we spoke about, so I can answer to how we plan.
Oh well, I mean, the topic alone is a question in itself: spirituality and religion. You could take that with comparing it to African medicine healing and European religion. We could probably start there, and then move on up to the difference between religion and spirituality, and are they coexisting together or separate? And Kufu might have some questions too. But we can start with those two for now.
Yes, we've had this where I think at really in full place. So the problem we have with society these days is that there are people who have taken on a journey of discovering themselves, and through that journey, most people have labeled the experience as a spiritual journey. Most people these days are saying they are evolving or growing spiritually. We see it in social media platforms whereby we find groups, especially in media platforms like Facebook, where you find groups that are created. Certain people have joined such groups discussing issues of spirituality, teaching of religion and spiritual cultural doctrines which many have adopted from their background, their cultural heritage. So yeah, we can say in lame terms that most people are woke these days. So people are waking up to realizing who they are and what they are about. So most of the things that we talk about here on the podcast are their daily discussion or debate that we see on social media platforms. Even when you watch TV, you find documentaries and the chat rooms. You know, there are shows where people who are spiritually grown, people who are spiritually matured, are being interviewed, and they coming up with all these kinds of ideas on how to get people woke, you know, how to get people enlightened. So yeah, I can say it's pretty much the same thing that we're doing here on this platform. We kind of trying to open people's eyes. So this is a topic that I can say lately most people are familiar with, and since we've had a part one of it, today we're doing part two. I think most of the things that we're gonna touch on, people already have clues of that. In the previous podcast, we spoke in detail about the creation of Earth and human beings, universe, and everything. I was mostly emphasizing on Atum, of which after that podcast, I had many people asking me if Atum is God. So, because now, when you talk of spiritual topics, this is where most people want to understand the God side. So, most cases, when you start saying spirituality, God must be what to know, where do we come from, who is God, where does God come from. But I think we touched on that. We went into detail, so it seems like people understand when I was talking about Atum. They thought that I was talking about the gods that everyone believes in, and mostly God of the Bible, God of the Quran, God of the Torah. So I didn't want to go deeper into the God side of things. I want to go deeper into the spiritual part of you as a human being. So for you to understand and know who you are as a spiritual being. And versus when we go to the religious part of things now, that comparing spirituality and religion, how do you understand the notion? How do you understand the two in terms of knowing yourself as a spiritual being and knowing the practice of religion? So I think I never went deeper on religion. I was mostly focused on the spirit of the spirit and the essence. I think now we have a clear fight of that. You already know that human being is the physical being that lives and experiences itself in the physical realms here on earth, with the spirit that lives inside of the human being. Now, a human being has taken on certain rules, certain ways of life. Though we do have the neter, the neteru, nature, which has its own laws, which are natural laws, which govern us. We are governed by the laws of nature, like it or not. We are there and we do follow them, we live by them. But now, though we are governed by the laws of nature, we also create our own laws, in terms of having the discipline and having the harmonious way of interacting and living with each other, so that we do not have more complications than normal. So, I guess I can quote someone who once said, if we never had any laws, we never had any religion in existence, everything would be a chaos. And I asked the question, do you mean everything will be a chaos in terms of human experience will be a chaos, or everything that exists will be in chaos? He was saying that no, everything in existence wouldn't be in chaos, because the plants, the mountains, the waters, and every organism that is non-living but existing would not be in chaos, because now they are governed by their own laws. He said to me that I'm referring to us as human beings, that if we didn't have laws, we would be living without direction. We will be doing things that are out of order. That is how I understood him when he said that. So it was in a way kind of justifying the fact that human beings have religion today, because there is a need for laws to exist. And these laws can govern the morality of human beings. These laws can govern the interaction of human beings among each other. So religion has the 10 commandments. If I may make an example with Christianity. So those 10 commandments, though we have researched where they come from, we know where they were plagiarized from, but speaking in the grouping of Christianity now, we see how they govern the church of Christianity, organization. It is in a way the tool that rules Christianity, which you must follow the 10 commandments for you to fit in the Christian religion, for you to fit in the moral values of a Christian way of life. So religion now plays a vital role in human beings' lives in that manner. Though most of the laws and the information that are used within religion are things that were plagiarized from certain ancient knowledges of certain people, certain things stolen from a different kind of people to other different grouping of people, where they use it to their benefit. If we can now be realistic about this whole thing and look at how religion was created, where religion comes from, in a nutshell, we can say it was something that was created to govern, something that was created as a tool to govern a certain group of people, because now maybe there was no order. Maybe people were just doing things that are not morally correct.
Yeah, it was
Morally
also used for
good.
politics too. It was also used for politics too,
Yeah,
religion.
yeah,
Yeah, it was also political. That's also part of why they created it.
yeah, yeah.
I was just
Like
agreeing.
the
I was just adding
government.
on.
Yes, I'm saying like for the governance, to govern a certain group of people. That is how it was created, and now it was used as a tool, as a rule of law, to rule a certain group of people. But as time goes on, things that we create, we find a way to use them to our benefit. If our laws as Christians, or as Judaism, or as Islam, if our laws are working for us who are ruling these people that we have now converted into Islam or into Christianity, what do we do now if we want to conquer other nations, other countries, or other continents? When we go to those people, we take our arms to fight and defeat them, take over their land. We also bring our law with. And remember, religion was the first law, that was used to govern and rule people. So when everything is conquered now, it's under our rulership. We now use this religion that is ours, that we came with from wherever we come from. We use it now to govern and rule this new nation that we have conquered. Which is where now you will realize that most nations that have been conquered, most nations that are under colony, nations that were colonized, they were converted into the religion now of the colonizer. Remember, you are living in your own space, experiencing life in your own way, practicing your own your own values, your own cultures. And now here comes someone who takes over the order of things. They start with chaos. They create havoc. They come and fight, do all these things, and conquer your land, conquer you as a people. Now that you are conquered, now you are under the rule of these colonizers, they now give you their belief. They give you their religion as a rule of law that will govern you. So when you look at all these colonized countries, you find that the religion that dominates that country is the colonizer's religion. So in understanding the religion now, you find that religion is actually a government in itself. You know, for the colonizer to rule and control the colony, religion is the main dominant factor that rules that colony. Because now the laws and the constitutions that are created to govern that colony now, they always have things like the oath, you know, where you take the oath and swear as the ruler of that colony, as a president or a prime minister or whatever position that makes you the ruler of that colony. There's a pledge that you must take and swear under an oath, which is an oath that is governed by a certain religious belief. You know, I've seen in most cases. I will speak of South Africa since I'm here in South Africa. When there's the inauguration of the president, you will see them standing on a pedestal, taking an oath. I, President, who and who, such and such, take an oath to do this and this for my country and all that. But in the end, they will swear in the name of a certain God, of that religion now that dominates the country that the president is about to govern or to rule, you know. So here in South Africa, I see they use Christianity, you know, because they will swear in the name of God, Jehovah, Jesus, of which those are the Christian gods. And here comes a question now, that now that people are realizing and are woken up to the fact that religion is a tool that was used to colonize them, religion is something that was created to make laws. What happens to the realization now, the knowledge of self, knowing that I am a spiritual being, I know myself as a God living on earth in physical form, but in spirit I am a God. I am part of the God creator. I'm part of the light, and all of these things that we see on social media and we hear and read about from all the woke people, you know, the enlightened people. You'll excuse me because today I am not going to speak as an oracle. You know, I am speaking now as a normal person who is not in the spirit transformed way, or in that you know, realm of now being too deep into the spiritual things. I'm just being normal, if I may put it like that. But they are being a normal person who is debating these things, you know. Because now, if I'm speaking as an oracle, somewhere there will be things that I bring up now, which are from the spiritual world, which are from the ancestors now. I will be bringing them to the platform now, speaking in a spiritual way. Now I'm just being someone who is debating the issues now that we are facing, more especially in the religious and the spiritual context. So, as I was saying, now that we have all realized that, not all of us, but some of us who have realized that, and are knowing to the fact that we have been colonized, we have been given these religions, and we are being ruled by these religions. Now that we know the spiritual side of things, we have dug deeper into our roots, into our ancient ancestors' knowledges and all of those things. Why aren't we doing something about it and changing the system? Because now we still find precedent. I can make an example. In America, you had a black president not long ago. Someone whom most of you guys thought that he was going to bring liberation. He was going to liberate a black man from the bondages of slavery. Remember that the physical slavery is gone now. You guys are no longer in chains. We can see Brother Kufu there. He's free, walking around with his son there, without anyone following him with a whip. But
or following you with a whip.
But that is not complete freedom. You may be free to move around or do everything normally like everyone does, but it is not complete freedom, because now there is still the mental slavery that people are still under. Mm-hmm. So the mental slavery is mostly dominated by these religions, because now, even though you are saying, yeah, I realize that I'm a black man, I'm from Africa, though I'm in America, I'm here in America because my ancestors were brought here as slaves, but now I know myself, I know that my roots, I can trace them back to Africa, as you know that. But you still wake up on Sunday and go to church.
Mm-hmm. Because that was the rules. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think that's bad. That brainwashing, that we just so brainwashed. Still wake up and go to church. It's
because they're looking for unity and building up their community in the church. They're expecting Jesus and the church and the pastor to be the ones to correct all of this black on black crime and everything that goes on with black people around the globe. And for 500 years, religion hasn't helped yet. 500 years later, we're still having this conversation. So evidently, the religion is not helping. The Bible is not helping, because they're not reading the Bible the way they need to be reading it, because there's really no unity. Mostly all these churches have their own little sects of, operation. If you don't do it, be a part of their church. If you don't have an income, a certain type of income, you can't be a part of their church. They want to make sure that you're financially even fit to be a member of their church. You have some churches with those type of regulations and rules. So
It's a church like that in LA where all the celebrities go. It's a church where all the celebrities go, and they damn near check your credit before they allow you to be a part of the. They'll check your credit before they allow you to be a part of the congregation.
yeah,
You can't even have bad
Yeah.
credit to be a part of that church.
it was one lady. I think her name was Miss Brown, and she went to one of these churches here in America, and it's supposed to be in a black man church at that. And he had her name on the bulletin board in the lobby, in the hallway lobby, talking about she didn't pay her tithes and she was late.
Oh my God, for real? Wow.
He advertised her on the church bulletin board so everybody who walks in could see.
So everybody can shun her because she didn't pay.
Uh-huh.
She didn't pay her bill.
She didn't pay her tithes or offerings.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
And if we can go back to the era of trading, you know, more especially here in Africa, there was a way of living that our indigenous people of that time were practicing. You know, not that without religion there was no morality. People still knew how to live with each other. You know, people still respected each other. They were morally respecting each other's cultures, you know, because now the diversity of us as human beings didn't start now. It's something that came along many of years ago, whereby people were experiencing themselves in different ways from different parts of this globe that we are living.
But you
the
can't
interaction.
you got to admit, no matter where they are on the globe, if they're a Christian, that Christian don't change. I don't care where that Christian is. If they're a
Yeah,
Muslim,
yeah,
that Muslim don't change. If they Catholic, Presbyterian, Buddha, that don't change. They go into this
Because
yeah.
box.
They
They go into this square box and
they
they don't
only
come
put
out of it.
in elements. They just put in certain elements that allows them to control the situations that they find themselves in areas that they are in, but the fundamental doctrine of that religion is still the same, you know. But what I was saying now is that before these religions were introduced to people, people still knew how to live with each other morally, so, you know. Goodness and good faith in interaction was there, you know. People knew themselves and they knew their God in their own way, their own cultural belief system. But now religion, when it's brought to these people now, it's as if now what you were practicing, what you were doing was morally wrong, you know. Hence you see most people doing away with their cultural ways of life, you know. They do away with their ancestral ways of life and take on this religion now. Thing that is now going to control everything now. Remember, religion teaches you that what you do, which is not in line with the rules of this religion, is a sin. So now you are living with this fear of committing a sin. Therefore, anything that you do
Mm-hmm.
that is going to be regarded as a sin from your religion, you distance yourself from. That is how we have lost our way. We have lost our ancestral teachings, how to interact with each other as Africans, because of we have taken this religion that tells us that your ancestral way of life is a sin. It's wrong to do that. Therefore, practice this religion. I was so amazed. A few days ago, someone came to me and told me, Oracle, I know that you used to be a Rastafarian guy before. So do you still listen to reggae? And I told him that I don't need to be Rasta to listen to reggae. Reggae is just music. If there's a
Mm-hmm.
message, if there's a message that resonates with me in the reggae music, I will listen to it. Not that I am Rasta. I don't need to be Rasta to listen to reggae. He was like, okay, I want you to listen to this song by Mutabaruka. Like, okay, I know Mutabaruka. I have many tunes by Mutabaruka in my playlist. So
Mm-hmm.
which one do you want to listen to? And he told me about this song that is called The People's Court.
Yeah,
So
most
I
that's
listened
tough.
I listened to The People's Court, where Mutabaruka is Judge 1,000 years. He calls himself Judge 1,000 years. He has these religious people there that he is judging in that court. And this particular person wanted me to listen to a certain phrase that Mutabaruka says in that song, where he says, "You have branded voodoo and hobia in our ways of life. Yet you have people going to your churches on Sunday to drink the blood of Jesus and eat his flesh." you know so that part of the song sparked a debate between me and this person now, who was making me listen to the song. So
Mm-hmm.
we were debating about this thing that I am saying now, that you are told that your cultural beliefs or customs, traditional practices that you do are wrong. It's a sin to talk to your ancestors in the way that you do as an African, offering libation and doing all these rituals that you do in your cultural custom.
Mm-hmm.
So you are told that even your ancestors are demons. You know, you are told that by talking to your ancestors and connecting with your spiritual side of life, you are connecting with demons now. You are told that it's a sin to do that. Therefore, you do away with such practices. You focus on this religion that tells you it is wrong to talk to your own ancestors in a manner that you talk to them. You know, to yourself and connect yourself with those spiritual entities, that spiritual spirituality of yours as an African, wrong. Now, within that religion, there are certain practices that are done, of which are not deemed as a sin. You know, you are told as an African, it's wrong for you to slaughter a goat or a chicken in reference to the practice of you connecting with your ancestors. It's fine, you accept it. It's wrong, you don't do it anymore. You go to the Christian church, they tell you now you are going to drink the blood of Jesus. Then they give you wine. You know? That wine is supposed to be the symbolization or the symbolism of the blood of Jesus. Now, why are these people talking about blood now? Because they told me it's wrong to practice anything using blood, but they are giving me the blood of Jesus. Wow. But because you are so and so under their control, anything they say is morally correct. Your own ancestral ways of life, your ancestral teaching will be wrong now. Even though there are similarity, you know. Remember, as we have said, most of the things that religion brings to you, they were plagiarized. They were stolen from the very same things that they are taking you out of. You know, they are removing you from your customs, your ways of life, to their ways of life, which were derived from the very same customs that they are taking you out of. But now they have converted the same customs into something, into a tool now that they can use to control you. You look at the cross, the Christian cross. It is a symbol of death. You know, that's where someone was crucified. Someone was killed on that cross, as they say. No, they are telling you that a human being was killed on this thing. Someone was crucified on this thing. And now you are supposed to carry that as a symbol of your faith. Use it to cast away evil and bring good to yourself. This symbol of death, you are using that for good. Your original ways of life, you had symbols that you were using. An African man has an ankh. Something that looks like this. No? You have an ankh. That doesn't come from Egypt, as they say that no, the belief system of using the ankh is from Egypt, because they find in those hieroglyphs that are painted in the walls of the pyramids, there are ankh painted there. It doesn't start there. An ankh is an ancient symbol that you still find even here in South Africa. Not in Egypt, here in South Africa, where our ancestors existed way before the Egyptian civilization, way before there were pyramids. Yes, in South Africa. We have a place in Mpumalanga Um, they call it the Adam's calendar. These white people. We call it Inzalo Yelanga, the birth of the sun. That place, it is the most holiest place you can find on earth. Way before then, those Mecca were created in your Jerusalem and all those holy places that these religious people have created. Way before these places were created, this place has been existing. You find stone, there's a formation that has been created there by our ancestors, whereby we will talk about it sometime when we are talking about a different topic. But what I'm trying to say is that there are paintings there, paintings that have the Ankh symbol, and those paintings predate the hieroglyphs that you find in Egypt. They predate the pyramids themselves. So you still have your ancient symbols that you have thrown away, no longer using them. You have taken the cross and used it as a symbol of whatever that religion is telling you, forgetting that the same cross was stolen from the original symbol, which is the Ankh. But it looks different from the Ankh now, because it is just a straight line horizontally and a straight line vertically. The Ankh has an oval shape on top, of which the Ankh now is a symbol of life. The cross is a symbol of death, because someone died on that cross, as they say. Now, you are told that it's a sin now to use the Ankh as a symbol of anything. Do away with the Ankh. Don't use those things. Come to our side. Use the cross. It is not wrong for you to use anything that has to do with death and blood, long as it is led by them. But when you go now and speak about your ancestors who are dead, you are told that it's wrong. It's a sin to do. So where is the balance now? There's no balance. You've done away with your ways of life, taken on this way of life that is religiously inclined, and now you are ruled. Your mind now functions in align with this religion. I don't care how African you feel. I don't care how you take that Christianity and Africanize it. The fact remains that as long as you are under a certain religion, you are under someone's rule, you are colonized, and you are not free as you believe that you are free. Because religion is ruling you with fear. Religion is ruling you now with the notion of you forgetting who you are, forgetting yourself, and being a puppet of that religion. You are now under someone's control, whereby if they say to you, die today, you can die without asking questions. That is why we find that most of the things that are happening today, it's not because people have deviated so much from who they are. It is because of the confusion now. Because we are in the era of the awakening. The spirits that have left us, the spirits that we have chased away, are coming back to reclaim their place in us. That is creating a confusion. Because you find yourself in this church that is controlling everything about you, but you are receiving this spirit now that is telling you, get out of there. You are receiving this light now that is telling you, you have been blind for so long. Wake up, open your eyes. But because of the fear, you become confused now. This is where you find people starting to act crazy. You know, the crazy things that we see happening today, it's because of confusion. The confusion that people now are faced with in the awakening era. Because instead of waking up now, opening your eyes, seeing this light that I have been colonized, I've been controlled, it is time for me now to go back to my ancestral way of life. We are not saying go back and start wearing animal skin or walk naked in the street. We know that we are civilized beings now. You know, we are no longer living like our ancestors used to back in those eras. You know, you cannot completely go back and practice everything that used to be practiced back then, because you are civilized now. But what we are saying is your way of thinking, you know, even though you are not wearing animal skin like your ancestors used to, you are wearing your suit, you know, wearing your civilized, living your civilized manner, way of life. But change your mindset, change your way of thinking now. Stop being under this rulership of religion. You know, of course, you will say to me that religion is necessary for the order, you know, in case there is chaos, people are not morally living and interacting with each other in a good manner. So they are, you know, religion is necessary now to restore that order. We are not against that. If you believe in it and it works for you and it restores order for you, that's fine. But now your mindset now, you know, we are saying change the way you think, how you think. We are saying refer back to the old way. Refer back to how your ancestors used to view themselves. Because now what you have lost is the essence of self. It's who you are. You've lost it to someone's belief. You are in this religion where you are told that you are less than a certain entity. You are less of a human. You have been pressed, you know, and demoralized. You know, you are under a certain thing. You are not above anything. What we are saying is that in spirituality, this is where now you find who you are, and realize the power that you hold as a human being. Without religion, you are still powerful. Without religion, you are still a moral human being who is capable of loving, who is capable of doing good to another human being with spirituality, with the knowledge of this spirit that lives within you. Once you have changed that mindset and gone back now to the original way of life, where your ancestors used to rule with spirituality, used to interact with each other with spirituality, it is then that you are truly going to be free. Not this thing that you call freedom now. The true freedom, which is the emancipation of mental slavery. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery into true freedom.
You know what? To add on to that, the particular African Americans that was the people who are the descendants of the slave trade. You know, that's one thing that I noticed that we lack is the sense of spirituality. You know what I mean? Like our culture and spirituality. Both of those are the things that was taken away from us. And it has been a really, speaking as a black man born in America, you know, born with all the odds against me, born with lack of knowledge, you know, lack of culture, kind of like, you know, and a lot of the information that it gets replaced with stuff that is designed to be toxic to us, like the culture. You know, our culture has been replaced with, like, you know, things like gangs and you know, the disrespect we have for our women. We're taught to, you know, the way we look at our women, the way the women look at us. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of by design. You know, the way they took everything away from us. And I'm getting somewhere. I'm gonna land my plane. But look, you're totally right, brother. Like, what I've been saying is, as far as like the Sankofa concept, go back to where things was great and fetch what was yours and bring it back to the future, and see and apply and see how it applies to you in your modern day life. Like you said, nobody's expecting anyone to run around with you know, a spear and as if it's like 20,000 years ago. You know what I mean? But I do think it's healthy for the African American, particularly the man and the woman, to tap into tap into your gene, tap into your genes, tap into your ancestry, You know, speak to them. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed to reach out to your ancestors. Don't be afraid to you know, acknowledge their existence. You know what I mean? I think the way we've been born into this Western paradigm, the way we see life, the world, the Western worldview, it's like everything African um, is spooky or bad or evil, or you know, it has to be something negative, right, attached to it. But everything Christian or even Muslim, everything other than what you are is good, and everything that you come from is bad. That's kind of like how they teach you in the school system here. Um, you kind of be like, and it's they put it into your subconscious. It's not something that they like directly tell you directly to your face. It's more of a subconscious thing that they, you know, through the media, through TV, through ads, through social media, through school, you know, what they teach you in certain schools. You know, a lot of the public schools have a lot of like Christopher Columbus and things of that nature. We all know that that was a lie, right? But they teach our kids that in school. I say all that to say that, you know, African Americans really need that type of healing as far as when it comes to culture and spirituality. You know what I mean? And you know, I do see like an influx of those who are like turning away from the churches and trying to get to think outside of the box. So I do give us credit for that. I do see more African Americans leaving the Christian paradigm. I do see that, but you know, I don't think it's enough right now. I think more of us need to be woken up. You know what I mean? I feel like the more, the merrier. You know what I mean? The more we have to recognize that that's something that was forced on you, and you should tap back into what your ancestors laid out, the path that your ancestors laid for you. I think that would be that's part of the healing process when it comes to, you know, our past, you know, what we've been through in the past. I think that would be really good for the healing process, you know. So I do totally agree with what you're saying. That was just my add-on, you know what I mean? That's just something I had on my mind, like how the different real freedom. See, I don't think we know what freedom is. You know what I mean? We think because you can walk outside and jump in your car and drive around anywhere you want to, you're free. You think because you can walk outside of your door and go walk as far as you want to, you think that's free. See, that's a false sense of freedom.
Just because there's no longer someone running behind you with a whip, as I said earlier, you think you are free. Just because you no longer have chains. You know, you no longer have chains around your neck, your hands, and your feet. You think you're free, but you're not.
Yeah. So, and it's unfortunate that a lot of us don't recognize that. Don't recognize that this is not real freedom. And you know, coming from South Africa, you know, we have a lot in common, brother. We have a lot in common. The apartheid. The same thing they do into your country is how this country got developed. White supremacy, separatism, racism, you know what I'm saying? Putting those who came before you in the back of you. How can you tell me that I deserve to be in the back of the bus when you were in the back of my bus originally? You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. How can you tell me that? You know? So that is a very good conversation. I think we need. I know I'm kind of going off track a little bit, but that's just something that's been on my mind. You know, how the relation between the what's the word? I feel like there is a certain what's the word? I feel like South Africa and the struggle in South Africa and the struggle I'm talking about as far as melanated people in South Africa is the most similar to the struggle for the African Americans in America. I don't really know no other country. I mean, there's white supremacy everywhere, right? There's racism everywhere, but when it comes to policies and laws that were created to keep the melanated person down, and I almost feel like they do experiments in South Africa to see how it works, and then they implement it in America. It's a connection there. That's what I'm saying. Like the laws, some of the apartheid laws, some of the laws that they create there first end up happening here, end up happening in the Americas. Have you paid attention to that? The connection between so it's like there's some type of connection between what they do out there and what they do to us out here. I got another example.
Remember?
Scientology, right? Them Scientology people, L. Ron Hubbard. L. Ron Hubbard created the brainwashing that the Scientology people do. They brainwash you. He developed that in South Africa. Did you know that? He did experiments on our brothers and sisters in South Africa and created the Scientology, their concept, their mind control, how they control your mind. I know I'm going off subject, but it's all connected. You know what I mean? So I say all of that to say that it's a deeper connection to what happens in South Africa, and when it comes to what happens to African Americans here, because it's an experiment. It's an experiment.
Yeah.
That the people who colonize, it's an experiment that the colonizers are doing. See what I mean? In order to stay on top, you got to stay on. In order to stay on top of something, you have to adapt. You got to evolve. The same way we adapt and we evolve, they have to learn how to do that to stay on top of us. You see what I'm saying?
Because now they have to keep you under their rule. You know,
right?
They must slip up at any point whereby you will find a way to get out of the system. They are
because they know how clever we are. See, they know how smart we are. We find a way to get through anything. You know,
they must always be ahead of us. You know, they must plan ahead in case a black man wakes up one day and wants to free away from these chains that are binding him. Let us do this to keep him under these chains. Remember, now you will have a situation where you're receiving vaccines that you don't even know what they're for. You're not sick, but you are being vaccinated day in, day out. What are those things for? You know, the agenda is to keep a black man under control. You know, and remember, you are under their colony. They have colonized you. They are controlling you now. If you were colonized by Muslims, you would be a Muslim today. Everything that the Muslims want you to do, you'll be doing. And if you appear as if you are now waking up from the Muslim sleep, they must inject you with some more vaccine to keep you under the Muslim rulership. If you were colonized by Christian, same thing. Colonized by the Jewish, same thing. You know, so for you to free yourself from that, it's not an easy thing. because you have to unlearn everything that you were taught and relearn everything that was taken from you. I'll repeat this. You have to unlearn everything that was taught to you and relearn everything that was taken from you. That's how you will find your freedom.
Yeah, that's
how all of this. Because within the topic for today, we have now the African medicine versus the European religion, or versus the European medical system. Remember, we have shamans as Africans. We have traditional healers who existed way before Western medicine was introduced to a black man. Are we saying now people never used to be sick before Western medicine was introduced? People were not born during those times before medicine was introduced, Western medicine. Life happened. Life was as normal as we say it's normal today. People were getting sick. People were giving birth. We had midwives who were delivering our ancestors way back in those days. Now, the European medical system, when it was introduced to us, we were now told that our African medicine is poisonous, not good for us, and it doesn't work. We have to do away with it and adapt this new Western medicine that is introduced. Forgetting that the very same pills that we take, the same cough syrup that you drink, was taken from the very same medicine that they are telling you to do away with, and modified and mixed in a way that they mix it with chemicals, and now it's brought to you in a package that has a label. You think Western medicine is good, African medicine is not. It is still the very same colonizing mentality, you know, the colonized mentality that you are using. The same thing that they did to you with religion, making you lose your spirituality, making you lose your power by taking away your traditional medicine and giving you these pills that are not only healing you, but getting you hooked to them. You become addicted to Western medicine. You know, I've been using African medicine for a long time. My father and his father and father's fathers, they've been doing that. I've never heard anyone say African medicine is addictive. You know? You drink an African medicine, you get healed, and that's it. You never find anyone being addicted to that type of medicine. But if you take a painkiller for more than 5 days, the 6th day you are addicted. You take those pills, they have bad side effects on you. I'm not saying African medicine does not have side effects. There are certain herbs that have side effects, but that is according to how your body is built. Remember, we have different reactions to different things. You know, there are certain things that I do not eat, not because I don't like them, but because I react a certain way to those things. You know, same applies to medicine. That is why we have different herbs for different ailments. You know, so you need to identify that which works well with your health, that which works well with your being, you know, that you don't react bad to. Then you will not have the side effect. But Western medicine has side effects. It has an overdose limit. It has the addiction part. You become addicted to it.
You know why? Because they add amphetamines. They add stuff like fentanyl and amphetamines, and they add all of these synthetic concentrations. You know what I mean? They know how to come up with all these concentrated stuff. You know what I mean? Stuff that's you know, they basically reverse engineer what the shaman does. They go to the rainforest, they go to Africa, they go to these indigenous people, and they learn the ways of their shaman, right? They sit around with the National Geographics, the Smithsonian Museum, all of them. All they do is go around to these indigenous people. They sit around the elders and the shamans as if they come in peace, right? They learn their ways, they learn their secrets, they learn them, they take what they learned back. They go back, right? And they come up with these synthetic, fake versions of what, you know, if the shaman comes up with something for a headache, they'll take that and go back to their lab and create a
pill
synthetic,
for it.
Yeah, and come up with a fake version.
Because it's a business. It's a business for them.
Pharmaceutical.
They are in the business of sick people. And remember, for business to flourish, there has to be a need of that
product. But that's what I was getting to, brother. I was saying they add the addictive. They add the addiction. Yes. They add the addictive stuff to the medicine, so you have to keep coming back even when you don't need it. You don't even need it anymore. But you're addicted. You're addicted to it.
It's a business. And to add on that, not only are they adding those substances to their medicine that gets you hooked, they also create diseases, viruses.
Oh yeah.
They
Oh
they
yeah.
create a problem that they will bring a solution to, so that you now can rely on them. Remember, they create a virus that will become a problem to you, and now you need a solution to that problem. They bring the vaccine or the cure for that virus. You now have to buy it from them.
And
That's
now,
business.
Yeah, they make you get sick and then they make you pay to get unsick. You're
for
supposed to be
example,
unsick.
Yeah.
they put, look, like for example, think about this. Oh wait, let me plug my phone up. I hope it don't turn off. I think my phone might turn off
Um,
because the battery.
there's another thing that we are faced with, especially in recent times. We have diseases that are introduced to us. I think every year we find ourselves faced with an endemic, where we are told there's a new disease. Um, it's it's incurable. We don't have a cure for that, and they are telling you that not because there's no cure, but because they are trying to restrict the shaman now, the traditional healers. They are trying to instill the fear in them that, wow, we cannot cure this disease. So they step back. The shaman, once the shaman steps back, now they come with the vaccine. They come with the cure. But in the beginning, they told you there's no cure for this disease. Later on, there's a cure for the disease. And now it's business. You are buying the cure.
You have to have money. And that's the catch to it. You got to have the money in order to buy it. If you don't have the money, then you're going to die with whatever they injected you with. And people don't read the ingredients. They don't ask the person before they give them a shot, can I read what's on the back of this bottle? Can you tell me what those words mean with 17 letters in it? Can you tell me what those words mean? You will never do that. Black people don't think to do that. And that's everywhere around the globe. Because anywhere they come with their needles, people running right on the lines to go get a shot. And then you get sick after you get the shot. So you get the shot so you can get sick from the shot. Then you go back and get another shot, and you just keep getting shots. And you keep getting sick in the same process now. You're not healing, you're just treating it. People was used to treating. They don't know about healing and curing and preventing. Because after you treat something, or after you heal, after you cure, you have to think about the prevention part now. It not coming back. Getting rid of it is okay. But is it going to come back again? Are you going to go back to those old habits again? And the religion have people in old habits.
Yeah. And remember now,
they're not thinking shaman way of healing. They're thinking medication to heal and pray.
Yeah. And you have this thing that they are doing. Since it's a business, they know that most victims are Africans. We have become like their lab rats. because whenever they create these things, they start with us. They come to us. We are always the victims. Um, they know that if a shaman comes forth and say, "No, I have a cure for that," they are going to lose big time. But remember, there are shamans who do not charge for their services. Though others who are charging for the services, it's not that big money, It is something that can be afforded. It is something that Africans can survive with. Because remember, when you come to me with a flu, I can give you a certain herb to boil and drink. Then you're fine. The flu is gone. But also, I will give you the recipe. I can tell you, go and find such and such a tree, take the leaves and boil them. I'm giving you the remedy, the whole recipe. Tomorrow, when you have flu, you don't come back to me. You go to that tree, you take the leaves, you boil it yourself, you drink, you're fine. So the business between me and you is gone now. First time you gave to me, I gave you those leaves, I boiled them for you, gave you, you drank, you paid me something for that. But now that I have also given you the recipe, you go home now, you can do it for yourself. You're no longer coming back to pay me for that. So the business side of that is gone. They don't want that. They don't want that.
Yes, that's the issue right there.
Before they come up with the solution, they give you the problem and give you the restriction. They tell you, here's a disease, corona is here, people are dying, we don't know what to do, there's no cure for corona. Everyone is devastated. We are all scared. We are all now living in fear. Since they told us there's no cure for corona, a shaman comes now and tells you, no, you can boil this and that and drink it, you'll be fine. They start to ridicule the shaman. No, there's no such thing. The shaman is trying to kill you guys. You listen to the shaman, you'll all be dead. And you are all under this fear that, wow, no cure. Really, we are waiting for the white man to come and save us from this pandemic. And they let that thing happen for a certain period of time, where it instills more fear and more fear within your heart. You lose your loved one. When you are now in a devastated state, where you are all vulnerable and don't know what to do now, here comes the Savior. They appear with a cure. Remember, from 2019 up until 2021, we were walking around in masks, wearing masks. You're not even supposed to breathe the fresh air outside, because you will catch the COVID, you will die. We're all living under this fear. But today, walking around without masks, what happened? What happened to the mask? No? What happened to the fear of COVID?
Mm-hmm. And we're still in a pandemic. May I add that to it? We're still in a pandemic.
Yeah, it's out here the way they have it is, you know, like the facility that I work at had an outbreak recently. So they make it like it's the flu now. They're trying to implement. They're going to eventually implement it to where it's part of the flu vaccine. They're gonna make it like the measles and the month. You know how you got to take a shot for the chicken pox and the measles and all that.
Mm.
Yeah, but they're trying to get it. They're trying to mandate it to where corona is just a norm. It's just part of that. It's part of the measles shot and chicken pox and everything that's mandatory. They're going to make it that. That's what they're trying to do right now. So it's crazy how they don't have. I was just talking to somebody about this, but it's crazy how they don't have the. They don't have it like it's just morgues of people. Just the hospitals are just overcrowded. It's just dead bodies laying everywhere, and you know, like the way they made it sound in 2020 was just like the end of the world. But now when people get sick, they don't die from it.
I think a lot of the people that got sick, they were already maybe either fighting health issues they weren't aware of or did have health issues currently. And when it hit, they just didn't have enough immunity to defend them.
Yeah, it was people who had weakened immune systems. That's who it got rid of.
Yeah.
But
a lot of people are obese in America too. So we're not the healthiest in the health chart.
Matter of fact, we one of the unhealthiest. And if you wanted to attack something like somewhere like America, that would be the smartest move. Attack everybody's immune system. Because it's a McDonald's on every corner. We're the fattest people on earth.
Yeah, I know.
We're the fattest people on earth. 1 out of 5 is overweight nowadays.
And diabetes are happening in elementary, no more teenagers and pre-adults. It's like 2nd, 3rd grade having it. Because the child
that's because of the diet. That's because of what we eat. The other day, I was doing a research on all the foods that's banned in America, and did you know that like at least 35 to 40% of the shit that you see people eat every day is banned in other countries? A lot of these restaurants and Burger Kings and McDonald's and all that, it's a lot of countries that don't have none of that. Most countries don't have none of that. So what did that tell you? What's up with the Oracle? What happened? A bad signal?
I don't know. It looked like something happened. Something froze up on his side.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, you know, the pharmaceutical. I was just talking to my mom, you know, because my mom, she has high blood pressure. And I was just telling her, like, you know, and because they keep trying to give her all these different pills, all these like 5 or 6 different pills for fucking blood pressure. Like, why do you need 5 different bottles for blood pressure?
Yeah,
I told her, you don't stop. I said, that shit was killing you. That's gonna kill you. That ain't gonna heal you. All you need to do, Mom, is stop stressing, drink more water, eat more fruits and vegetables, and get out and do something that you enjoy to do. Go walk at the beach. Go, you know, that's what I told her. And I'm telling you, that's more healing than all them pills they trying to get over. Don't take none of that stuff. Just eat right. Find something to do that you enjoy doing, and don't stress so much about stuff you have no control over. That will control your blood pressure better than what this, these people is trying to give you with these pills. Because think how many side effects come with 5 different bottles. If I give you 5 different bottles of pills, how many side effects come with those pills? Each bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Am I freezing up?
No, I can hear you.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
typing something in the private chat.
Oh, okay. So these pharmaceuticals are gangsters. They don't really care about life. They care more about their money and their product. And we're just lab rats. They just do experiments on people. They ain't trying to help you. They're not trying to heal you. They're trying to make as much money off of you before you die from their product. That's all they're really. I'm keeping it all the way real. Like, they don't care nothing about human life.
Because that's the same thing happened to my cousin Anita. She lives in California too. And then she said her doctor gave her like several different high blood pressure pills, and she explains to this man that it makes her feel sick. She doesn't like it. And
of course.
He keeps switching, different types. So she just stopped doing it one day, sitting in his office waiting to see him. And she saw some vegan, vegetarian, herbal remedy book for blood pressure. He started taking a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar with like a 16-ounce glass of water twice or 3 times a day. Blood pressure went down. Went back to see him, and he was like, "Oh well, I guess that new medication I gave you is working." And she just said, "Whatever," because she knows that took that natural remedy and brought her pressure down naturally versus taking all these different medications that he's using her as a guinea pig, trying to figure out what works for this lady. Everything I give her, she complains about it. So he's thinking that last medication worked. But he doesn't know that she takes apple cider vinegar 3 times a day.
Yeah, it's the natural remedy that works, huh?
Right, and she didn't even tell him that.
That go to show you how fake. That go to show you how fake That go to show you how fake everything is,
Exactly.
If they can do that. What time is it?
It's 10:10. 10:10 minutes.
Well, if there's the Oracle coming back in.
No, he said the lights went out again on his side. They're load shedding still. So just in the middle of that podcasting, they did that.
Wow. Yeah, that's one thing I hear about certain countries in Africa, that the electric can just go out and that'll be it.
Yeah, that's the frustrating part.
And then you gotta just wait until they decide to turn it back on.
6 hours later.
That's crazy.
They have it off longer than they keep it on, it seems like.
I don't know how used to that I would be able to get, being Americanized and all.
Well, I guess you would have to just pay extra to get that ongoing. But if you can pay extra to where that don't happen, right? But if the government say that everybody have to turn their lights out, everybody's lights are going to be out between these hours to save power for the country, you have no other choice.
Damn. Well,
they controlling the power. That's what it looks like, right? I know.
Yeah.
Florida Power and Lights control my lights.
Yeah, gotta learn how to live off grid anyway. Gotta learn how to live off grid. We didn't originate with power and internet and lights and all that. So there has to be a way where one can sustain him or herself in a time where power is out. So if I de-westernize the way I'm thinking, the way I'm looking at it, then yeah, it could work. You know what I mean? Would it be convenient? No. But if you got candles and fireplace, wouldn't be. It's nothing wrong with going outside and lighting a fire and sitting amongst the fire. Maybe that's what some people do. I think that would be cool. I would do something like that.
Yeah, that's always cool to do. A fire.
Yeah, set a fire and sit around the fire and maybe even do a ritual or two. Maybe even acknowledge some ancestry or two. Just get away from the grid. Get outside of the grid for a second. Because a lot of Westerners, a lot of us, people like us who are born in this diaspora, a lot of people, if the internet and the lights turned off right now, they would die. They would literally die.
Yeah, they wouldn't know what to do because they're so dependent. They're so dependent.
Yeah, I like to keep the mind frame that, like, I want to be able to survive without all that. So I always keep that in mind that all this stuff can just turn off one day. What would you do? I always ask myself that question and try to have like a strategy, just in case, because one day it might. I don't put nothing past this situation we in right now. One day it might. What will people do? So that's a good question that one should ask oneself. I didn't know South Africa. I didn't know that their electricity turns off like that. I heard of it happening in Ghana, but I didn't know it happens in South Africa.
I think they do it around a certain period of the year. I don't think it's a regular all the time. I think it's just a certain time of the year.
Oh, so it's planned.
It seems so. They control it. So if they control it, when they want it on, it can stay on. When they want to turn it off, they turn it off.
Damn, they didn't even give him no warning though.
Unless you have a list when they're going to turn them on and off. Yeah. Maybe on their website they have a list there. But who's watching that,
Yeah, that's what I mean. He in the middle of a podcast and they just turn his shit off like that's that ain't cool, man. That ain't cool at all.
Right.
But what do we know? What do we know? Us Westerners, what do we know about that? We got electricity anytime we need it.
Yeah, but see, when the hurricane comes through Florida sometimes or other parts of the South, and you're out of lights and the internet, you understand it then. A whole week, almost 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? I've been through some of those hard hurricanes with no electricity, period.
And then FEMA be like, yeah, we gonna come help y'all. And they be like 2 weeks.
They come after. They don't come when you need them right then and there.
Yeah, they come after everybody's shit is tore up and broke down and everybody's half dead and hanging off stuff. Then they come
to help.
Trying to act like superheroes or something, like they're really doing something. That is true.
So by the time you get there, you already have to put up whatever you had saved to get you through those 7, 9, 10 days.
And they don't be there for you when you need them. They be there for you after you're already screwed up.
They come a week later. My area always seems to get turned on after the other areas are turned on first. Seems like I come last. Second or
It's
third
not
or
a.
last.
How many times has that happened?
Any parts of North Miami that I live. And I lived in two parts of Miami. Same thing. 2 weeks. Moved on this side, which you probably would think would be more faster. Same 2 weeks.
It's almost like they, you know, I be feeling like
trucks, right? I watched the light company trucks driving past on the main road, going total opposite direction from my house, passing me now to go further down or further up.
to turn on the better offs, the people that are better off,
and come back my way that they passed already 7 days.
Let's keep it real. To turn on the white people's electricity first.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they went to do, huh?
Yeah, must have.
That shit ain't equality. That's what the brother Oracle was talking about. That's just it. That's not real freedom.
Mm-mm. It's not.
It's a false sense of it.
You see them passing. Even with my daughter's situation with the hurricane on the west side of Florida, their lights were off for 7 days.
Damn.
But they're a block away from her, turning on lights over there. I don't know. That's how it is.
Oh, you know.
We got to control our own electricity or have our own solar power in order to change that scenario.
And you know what's crazy? Solar power is all it would take is one young black student, one young black person, student or something like that to, you know, get more into the solar powered industry. It's probably a wide open field for black people, even though it'll probably be a lot of things that obstacles they'll try to keep you from getting there. But if a brother and sister decided to go to school and get their own solar powered, you know, business, whether you're creating them or distributing them or whatever it is, I think that would be a good thing to get into, you know, to help keep service on for people. Like, for example, like you said, how they went right past you and went to somewhere else. If you had someone you can call that would come directly to you and you wouldn't have to worry about them, there's an opening, you know, there's an opening for that in the world, you know. Just think about
it won't make me get my lights on in 3 or 4 days. It's gonna be 7, 8, 9 like that.
It'll still be that much.
I've been living down here since the early 2000s, 2002.
All right, well, look, you gotta know, I don't know nothing about hurricanes. I'm from California. You can talk to me about earthquakes, but I don't know nothing about hurricanes. I've never had my electricity turned off for weeks. Well, I don't know how that feels.
When a hurricane comes through, it busts out all the transformers, so the lights are out.
How long does it take to replace a transformer?
Probably a day. I've seen them do it a day, but it just takes a week or whatever for them to do that. And if they find out that your backyard is connected to several other around your house because your transformer is like one of the main ones, they'll be in your backyard first. But it still takes a week for them to come in your backyard and do all of that.
And you know what's crazy? Think of it, because it'd be knocking out like 10 transformers, right?
Yes, so at one time.
Yeah, so they have to replace all them transformers. That's why it takes so long. Mm-hmm. Dang, I didn't look at it like that.
So they come drive up in your yard, make all this mess, and fix your transformer and your broken wires.
That's pretty dangerous.
It's a lot of rain and wind.
I know, because you can get shocked. Because it's man, that's dangerous. But I guess people from Florida would think earthquakes are dangerous, huh?
Well, if the ground is opening up under you, what do you think of that?
It's normal to us. We just step over the crack, you know?
Oh, okay.
Nah, but yeah, earthquakes are bad. You know what I mean? They real bad. They start building houses now since like 2017. When anything being built in California now, the foundation has wheels on it, almost like a railroad track. You know how the train wheels are connected to a railroad track? Well, at the bottom, under the foundation of every house or building or property in California, has little wheels on it. So when the earth starts shaking, it rolls. The building are on wheels, so it rolls. It kind of like if you ever been on like a boat, that's what it feel like. It feel like you're on a boat, and what it does is it keeps the building from cracking apart when it's on wheels. You know, when the building is on wheels, it kind of rolls. It don't shake and crack and like it. You know, it keeps pictures and dishes from flying out your cabinets, and it keeps pictures from falling on the ground and all of that. And since like 2017, maybe a little younger than that, everything in California has to be built on wheels. So if you buy a new house in California or anything, that shit got wheels on it. You're living on wheels, but it's under the ground a little bit. You know what I mean? How they build them. You ever heard of that?
No, I haven't. Well, I guess that would be equivalent to them having hurricane windows and hurricane roof and doors.
Yeah, we don't have hurricane windows and none of that. If a hurricane came through California, we'd be fucked up because we invested all of our money into sorry, excuse my French. Sorry, I wasn't trying to cuss, but
I guess you was.
I mean I was, but you know, it just slipped. But we would be messed up if a hurricane hit California because all of our money was invested into earthquakes. I'm telling you, it would floor California, and in the last 2 or 3 years, the weather has been changing enough to the degree that we be having hurricane watches now. We haven't had one yet, but now the you know, my mom be telling me like they have hurricane warnings now. That's something new for California, you know, because my mom lives like 2 or 3 blocks away from the beach, and she said that whole neighborhood now, at certain times when it rains and stuff, they get hurricane warnings now, and that's something that's new. So I think one day the coast of California is going to get hit with a hurricane because of all this global warming and the way, you know, this you know, that harp technology that they got where they can change the weather wherever they want to and all that. That's messing stuff up. You know what I mean? That's messing up the balance. That's messing up the balance of the earth. You know, this man-made stuff that we got going on is kind of like that's the reason why all this stuff is happening.
Exactly.
It's us doing it. It ain't nature doing it itself. It's just nature responding. She's just responding to us. She's not attacking us. She's just responding. You know? If she wanted us gone, we would all be gone overnight. She could sing every continent on this planet if she wanted to. You know, so that's not the issue.
And now she's trying to get herself back in balance.
Yep. And you can be a part of her getting herself back in balance, or you can be against her. You can be a part of the solution or the problem. You can be part of the solution or the problem. You know what I mean? It's your choice.
Well,
So I guess I'm going to conclude it. I'm going to I got to tend to my son and make sure he's okay. He keeps tossing and turning and stuff. Um, Man, I wanted to finish talking to the Oracle, but his lights went out.
Yeah.
Let's do a part two. Let's do a part two because his lights went out, and we didn't really get a chance to finish discussing
That'll
everything.
be part 3, because this is part
Okay.
2.
Okay. Well, let's do a part 3 then. And I guess I'll write him on WhatsApp and tell him that we want to do a part 3 or something like that. So in the group chat, I'll write him in the group chat.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but the conversation was good. Just thanks for your time.
I thank you too. Thanks for letting me come on the platform, and we'll finish this where we left off. It was I need to write some stuff down too because I had a lot I wanted to say, but I was putting my baby to sleep. I couldn't really talk that much, but I had a lot I wanted to add in, so I'm gonna write it down, and when we do our part 3, then I'll talk about it. It had a lot to do with the medicines and pharmaceutical and how they take they steal ideas and certain plants and concentrate those plants and make stuff like aspirin and they make all of that.
But
They
it's
make
the real thing. They still have to put it in a pill.
Yeah, they take the real thing and like add chemicals to it and stuff and make some other shit. But yeah, I wanted to talk about that a little more. So I will definitely be looking forward to the next bill. You guys, we let's organize it and just let me know when to show up, and I'll be there.
Okay, yeah. I guess Oracle will put that date and time in the WhatsApp.
What's up with brother David and Wassar? Tell those brothers I said what's up, and checking on them and give them my greetings.
WhatsApp is on WhatsApp.
Oh, he's on WhatsApp.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I know David, he don't deal with WhatsApp, so tell that brother I said what's up.
Like that's gonna happen.
Yeah, tell him I said what's up.
Okay, I will.
And yeah, you just let me know. Send me let's organize a part 3, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, no problem.
All right, appreciate you for inviting me. I'll talk to you a little later.
Okay, peace and love.
All right, peace.